5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sync.
Sync.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the TTV Podcast. I'm Jon.
I'm Prpl.
I'm Tetrabrain Victus.
I'm EXX Trooper. Do we start with, like, our names right away in the TTV Podcast as well?
We started doing that. It's a new thing.
Do we?
Yeah, it's the thing, man.
Have we done that for a while, or am I just...
We've been doing that for a while.
What, did you just want to goof around before we get to our names?
I feel like that's the main difference between, like, TTV Podcast and BrickFeed is that there's a goofing around at the beginning, you know? BrickFeed kind of... BrickFeed starts...
Let's start goofing around.
We all...
Mr. X, we sold out.
Wait, okay.
We have to be formal now.
We have to be formal now?
So how about that meeting tomorrow?
So are we going with formal now, or are we goofing now? Because I'm getting mixed messages here.
Listen, here's the deal. I'll clear up our mixed messages for you.
All right.
We're goofing. We just decided to do that, so like our intro always gets in there. You know what I'm saying? So we just say our names and we get that out of the way, and then we can start goofing instead of like sometimes we used to have like a long goof session to the point where we forgot to say our names. And it just becomes this like extra thing.
Yeah, it's like 20 minutes and it's like, oh yeah, by the way.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, who are we?
On the side, I'm Invi.
Hey, real quick, I want to thank all of you guys here, all three of you guys, because none of you guys said Mardi Gras during my intro.
Well,
I don't even think about it, man. Doesn't come to mind.
I was thinking about it, but then like I had a question because like I feel like the Mardi Gras is always like rather than chat.
Everyone, okay. People rag on me in this podcast. People rag on me for not liking Mardi Gras. Have I told you why I don't like Mardi Gras?
We've discussed it before.
You can't get the context of Mardi Gras.
Are you talking about the festival itself, or are you talking about?
No, well, I mean,
like,
okay, so it's from this old video that M.O.C made like a way long ago, where he was like, "Hello and welcome to Mardi Gras," and for whatever reason, we were like 14 and all thought it was hilarious, and so every time M.O.C would say "Hello and welcome," people would interrupt and say "to Mardi Gras," and that just kept going, on and on.
Did he accidentally say Mardi Gras?
No,
he did in his Mardi Gras video. Just not, and like I don't think you can even see that video on our channel anymore. I think we like hit it or something. But
I don't remember.
Why? That's like the meme source and everything. You can't hide history,
right? I don't
man.
know why we hit it.
You know, that's some Shepard Modern Warfare 2 stuff. You can't just hide it away from the masses, man. They need to know. What do you?
Here's my thing about Mardi Gras. There's other jokes we do that I don't mind. For instance, there's a joke that, like, on BrickFeed sometimes I'll say, "I'm Jonathan Juan," and then Ven goes, "I'm Venifin Vaughn." You get that joke, though, because it's the episode is the context for that joke. Like, you can jump in an episode and still get that, right? No one gets Mardi Gras.
So what you're saying is that
Gras.
We need to have a documentary on the history of Mardi Gras at the beginning of every episode? That sounds doable.
Okay,
let's inform our viewers,
inform our
week.
Audience.
So we have a joke every week that we do called Mardi Gras, where we'll yell out Mardi Gras. And it's because of
The
Messa's
history
video.
of Mardi Gras might be funny. Video.
Has anyone at TT ever been to Mardi Gras at all?
No.
Aside from
Yes,
M.O.C did.
Aside from M.O.C, that one time, that one video.
That one time. Oh boy, it's stuck. It's stuck forever.
It's.
You ever wonder You ever wonder how these holidays get started? You know, like, who's the person that sat down and was like, we're going to do this, and we're going to call it Mardi Gras, you know, and it just became this thing. Obviously the French.
I think the thing with
a
bunch of things is that it's not more that, like, the end result might seem kind of weird, but usually it starts from something else, if that makes sense. And, like, at the very beginning, like, the first quote-unquote prototype of said holiday or tradition or whatever, it didn't seem kind of weird, but then it just does that. It just becomes weird at some point, because I'm pretty sure Halloween didn't start with, like, kids going around for candy. I think it was, like, something completely else.
It was All Saints Day. It was All Saints Day on November 1st was the main holiday. And then before All Saints Day, they had All Hallows Eve, which was October 31st, and then that became Halloween. Yeah, so that's how that started. But like, it's interesting.
How did it turn to, like, kids going around dressing up?
Dude, I don't know, man. I think
like,
I watched a documentary about this. Basically, poor people would go around dressed as demons to people's houses and, like, demand sacrifice in a way to, like, be appeased. And that's why, like, people dress up for Halloween and you give people stuff.
Huh.
Yeah, that's why my parents never let me dress up for Halloween, because they're like, oh, they look at the history and they're like, oh, you're being a demon, and I'm like, but it's different now, and they never,
Demons are allowed now. You can do
Times
everything.
have changed. Come
No,
on.
I think it's different. My parents are just like they're kind of weird. It's the same thing with Bionicle. You know that keyword Bionicle, by the way. Hey, it's TTV Podcast where we talk about. Bionicle.
We can talk about Bionicle
originally.
here.
We can talk about Bionicle. We can talk about Bionicle and BrickFeed. Don't listen to anybody who's like we can't do it.
Bionicle was
That's
a
not
thing.
cool, man. It's supposed to be general Lego news. Not cool. But
Well,
but it's fine here. It's fine
well,
here. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. My parents didn't like Bionicle because they're like, it's. I think they didn't like the fact that one of them was like a great spirit and everything, and then there's like,
Did
what
it,
I'm talking
go
about.
against
Go
the
into
religion?
the
Yeah.
idols, Bionicle idols.
Right, exactly. It was just kind of they were just very cautious. But I think they were like overtly cautious. They kind of was afraid that if I literally was exposed to any other religion, I'd just switch immediately. I'd be like, oh, I'm doing this now. And that's why they're like, they don't want to see Hercules.
How'd that
or
work
something.
out?
Is there a Bionicle set that had
Well, I'm here to tell you about our
horns?
Lord and Savior Zeus, Prpl. So
Oh my gosh.
did any of the did a Bionicle set ever have like horns, like devil horns? You know, almost like
Umarak did.
resembling a demon.
Skull
Yeah,
Basher.
Umarak I guess had, but that was more like antlers. You know, it's just like I'm thinking of like G1.
Well, I mean, horns and antlers. They're like, what's the difference between a horn and an antler? Antlers
Yeah,
are
but
longer,
like
I guess.
it's more the like
Antlers
the how-
have like prongs coming out.
Yeah,
of them
I'm
and
more the
stuff.
one that resembles a demon. You know, that's more what I'm going. Like if there was anything in Bionicle that resembled a demon, that might have like scared your parents, basically.
Yeah,
From
I think
Makuta.
Makuta. Well, it was like Makuta was kind of like an evil dude, and also he cast a spell on Madanui, and then he wanted to like, and then like Jollar like came back. They resurrected Jollar. You know, Takanuva like he brought Jollar back
Dang.
to life. It was
Are
just
you
like
saying
all this like.
Takanuva is Jesus?
I'm just saying. Have you seen that meme? Like Jesus in different cultures, and it shows like the normal Jesus, and then there's like different pictures of Jesus in different areas of the world, and there's Takanuva.
Oh my gosh.
Have you seen that meme? It's
No, I
hilarious.
haven't, but that's funny.
Sounds
When
like a
Bionicle
nice
was a meme last
dude.
year, it was a big deal.
John, I feel like your parents paid way more attention to Bionicle than mine ever did. They just like bought me the toys. They didn't even care.
Oh,
Didn't
dude,
even-
like my
didn't
parents,
even
my
have
parents would
any
watch all the
interest.
movies.
Wow.
You know that? My
Why
parents
did
watched
they
all the movies,
did they
and my
watch him
parents
with
read
you,
most
or
of the
was
books.
it like
They read it before I read it. Like they would watch the movies before I would watch them. To be fair,
just to
I'm
make
like
sure
8 or
that they're
9.
okay?
Yeah, just to make sure there's no like bad
Oh
stuff.
man,
They used to do
poor
that for
little
like
John
80s.
indoctrinated by Bionicle.
Oh, it was
to-
actually pretty bad, dude. I couldn't watch a cartoon show or like any TV show that they hadn't watched before or any movie they hadn't watched before.
How
so
did you
I was gated.
survive life? How are you alive?
Man, I thought I was sheltered.
I know. I
Man.
wrote a lot of
Dude, my
stories,
parents
dude.
were so
That's what I did.
hands-off.
That's why I got into comics.
Oh man, dude! What Don put in the chat, by the way, like that was something that I was thinking of when it comes to Bionicle, because Zactan has like demon
The
horns.
spiny
you know?
Prpl.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
actually, fun
Troublemakers.
fact. The year I
Yeah.
got into Bionicle was 2006, and it was like the worst year in terms of like
Yeah, I
complete
felt like that was
edginess
like
for
the other
Bionicle.
way.
Right,
with
exactly.
Bionicle.
It was actually the end of 2005, and I only got them because all the sets were on sale at Lego Shop at Home.
Money.
I got Rudaka, Kitangu, and
Dude,
So you got
the
Rudaka.
best set
Parents
right there,
banned
you
you
go.
from banned from Bionicle after that one.
My parents, I don't think they actually really realized the Nuva boobs that Rudaka clearly was displaying there. Else I probably would not have been able
She
to
didn't
get
have
Bionicle.
new boobs though. She actually had rock. She had.
Fun fact, I also would have been the oldest member here to be on BZ Power, except when back in like 2004, 2005-ish, when I was getting into Bionicle, my parents, like, I showed them the site, and one of the ads was like, what's that one game? You know that one game that had the
That
girl
one
and she was
game.
like in a bikini all the time? You know what I'm talking about?
You're gonna have to be
EverQuest.
way more specific.
EverQuest.
Oh wow.
Remember EverQuest, dude? And it was like always gonna
That's
be that
old
girl.
school.
It's old school, dude. And they're like, my parents were like, "What is this site you're watching?" And I'm like, "But it's just
That's just
Bionicle.
an
It's
ad.
just
Come
a
on.
Bionicle."
You
I know, but
know?
like back then, how you supposed to explain that to your parents when they're like, you're looking at BZ Power for the first time, and you're like, "No, really, mom, I'm just looking at Legos." You know?
Are they very like not big on the internet? Do they like? Are they?
Back then they weren't. I mean, this is back like DSL had just become a thing. We had just moved from dial-up to DSL, and they just didn't know about the internet.
Oh.
But enough about me. Let's hear about you guys. Prpl.
I've been playing with Bionicle since it first came out, dude. My parents did not care. The only time my parents ever cared was when Thok's description said he had a gun, and my parents were like, "Nope." But I ended up getting all of Kurahk anyway. So
Wow.
Wait, which
didn't
Prpl
like
had a
guns,
gun? Fox? Who's that again?
They all had Zammer launchers, didn't they?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
Fock had like this ice gun
Oh yeah,
thing.
that's true. That's true.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean,
Was there any other
Hongkon's
Bionicle
gun
that had
looked
a
more
gun?
gun than
I just said
Fox
Bionicle
gun.
as a noun. Was there any other Bionicle character that had a gun? Sorry, guys. Apologize to fans everywhere.
How could you?
A
They're all dying
departed
now.
spirit from this group would take offense to that.
We have a spirit?
Sure.
That's why my
All
parents
right.
allow me to be on here.
I mean,
guys.
it's like Halloween time. It might as or post Halloween
spirits.
time. Still around.
Dude, I had a single group at my door come in for Halloween this year. Like, on the day it happened. Like, it's
Dude,
a
oh my god.
my
Okay,
single
so
group of
when
Did not like
people-
Halloween at all.
Really?
Why
Okay,
not?
sorry, go on.
So, no,
Prpl,
sorry.
do your thing.
So like we weren't gonna give out candy for Halloween this year. But we like still had all of our lights on, so we were like quickly trying to turn them off so people would think we weren't home. But the light that's like just the outside light was still on, and you can only close that by going like into the garage. So my brother went to like go turn that off, and he was trying to be sneaky because there were people in front of our door at that moment, but they saw my brother, and so he had to like run away really quick after turning off the light. And he was like, "Oh man, they saw me," and they like kept ringing the doorbell. I was like, "No."
He basically
I love how,
sucks
like,
at Metal Gear.
No.
One interaction would have solved that for saying you're not a candy, but like you feared interaction so much, or your brother's just like he's not dealing with people. We always we did the same thing. We would shut our door and turn off the lights and like pretend that we weren't home for that entire evening.
Yeah.
We would
We were
just do
just-
that all the time.
We were just too lazy to do Halloween stuff. Like, it just got to the point where none of us dressed up. So then it's like, oh, we're going to turn off the light because we didn't buy candy either.
But you know what? The best time to buy candy is the day after Halloween.
Yeah,
'Cause
because
all
that
the
is-
It's
candy's
all
on sale. It's all on sale. My mom used to Halloween was great for us because November 1st, my mom would go to like Aldi and Walmart, and she would have. My mom was a good couponer. She would have she'd do the coupon stuff. She'd cut out the coupons, so we would get so much candy.
Nice.
You're the
Nice.
candy
So
man.
much
My
Well,
mom actually started doing this thing a couple years ago, or a few years ago at this point, where she would like buy a bunch of candy and just hide it around the house for like my youngest brother to look for, and also me because I like candy.
Do you
Oh.
now?
Your baby brother
Yeah.
and you. They're like,
Aw.
oh, we gotta do it for the kiddos, and also Prpl because she's not grown up.
Hey man, I like candy. What's your problem?
Man, it
Candy's
sounds like
bad
almost like
for
an
you,
Easter
Prpl.
egg hunt, but like candy hunt around the house.
Oh,
Can-
dude, yeah.
Celebrate
Candy
your
it
birthday.
makes you. I don't
My
know.
parents didn't do Easter egg hunts either. It was like a huge
Really?
so they didn't.
Isn't that like actually a religious thing?
No, not
No.
not the eggs.
The
Easter
bunny.
is actually a pagan holiday that was co-opted by the religion, so it's like a whole deal. That's why the thing it is like pretty weird if you think about it. There's some stuff that doesn't make sense, like the Easter bunny and he lays eggs, right? Where did that come from? That's not anywhere.
It came from
Yeah, that's
Rise of the
probably-
Guardians.
That's definitely not
Wow.
what it started as, to say the least.
That movie's so criminally underrated. That's a great movie.
Dude, that
Which
movie
movie?
is so good.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh my
I've seen it.
gosh, it's like it looks so good.
Which movie?
It looked great.
It's
Rise
just-
of the
Rise of the
Guardians.
Guardians.
X, have you not seen
How
Rise of the
is-
Guardians?
I have seen Rise of the Guardians, but how is that thing underrated? That thing was everywhere when it first came out. That's not
Was
underrated.
it really? I feel
Yeah,
like no one
I
ever
felt-
talks about it.
Really? I felt like it was everywhere when it first came out. I guess everyone in Norway is really big on it because it's like, hey, snow, Christmas, we're in the north, you know.
Oh,
We are
I can see that.
interested, you know. Jack Frost, it's cool, but yeah, I mean, I like the movie.
I'm not gonna argue with you about what's popular in Norway, what isn't. Apparently, what's popular in Norway and what is popular in the U.S. are very different things. So we were
It
talking about
is
Stranger
very
Things.
different.
Like you were like, oh, I don't think Stranger Things is that big, and I was like, literally
It really
everyone
wasn't,
I
but
know.
after further inspection in America, it
After-
is
after
absolutely huge.
Oh,
I
dude,
had no idea.
no joke.
How big
Everyone
it
I
is.
know. The topic this last week was like, hey, you guys watch Stranger Things? And everyone is
exactly.
like, I'm on X
Dude,
episode.
my friends
I'm on...
don't watch Stranger Things. I have like one friend outside of you guys. It's just like
I'm just
That's
finding out
crazy.
more and more people that watched it, like just within the last week, just everybody talking about season 2.
Everyone, their parents too. That's the thing that
Yeah,
gets me.
exactly.
It's not just like my college age friends or whatever. It's literally their siblings and their parents and everyone I know watches that show. It's something for everybody.
I don't watch it.
I know, man, but you should.
I
It's
don't
a
really
good
watch
show.
it. I might
I
watch
can't
it
though.
this
It's
weekend.
too spooky. 5 maybe, dude.
Dude, it's not that
What?
scary. Have you seen it?
Yeah, but
Have you
Well,
actually seen it?
it's like kind of creepy and gross.
It's
but-
that's
it's
enough for me
suspenseful.
to set me off.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not,
like eerie. It's not like I've seen some of it. It's not like super intense.
Nah, it's
Just
good.
kinda weird
It's a
stuff.
good. It does have the best kid actors, period, in anything ever. Like these are the
Yeah.
best.
Oh my goodness.
The
Do you think
best
that
kid
at
actors
some
I've
point
ever seen.
we're in the future, in like 300 years, there might be some better kid actors or something? Or are you completely 100%
That's
sure
just
on
right.
that,
Okay,
John?
when I say everything ever, I'm saying like post because I'm only aware of the past. X. I'm not aware of the future.
Yeah,
Who knows
but
what will happen in the
ever
future?
is forever, dude. That's past
Ever is
and
forever.
future.
No, forever is forward. Ever is just back. I feel.
No, ever is
Semantics.
forever, dude.
Here we go. Let's define what.
All right, people, post in the comments below if you think ever is like because when I say anything ever, I'm thinking everything ever in the history of mankind,
to this
not
point.
up to this point. When I say
Why don't you say
forever,
up to
I'm
this
thinking
point
forward.
then?
Well, I mean, ever
I think
implies
that's
up to
what
this
you
point.
might mean, but I do think that like the actual meaning is that, and when you say ever, it's like
There is a
So-
if you say there will never ever be something as good as this, then that is forward. But I just personally think when I say ever, just default applies back. That's it.
Yeah.
Up
For me,
until now.
ever is just anything I've ever experienced. Because it's like
That's also true.
there could totally be things that like I just don't know about that are like better or whatever, but I don't know about them. So
That's fair.
that's also why I tend to say as far as I'm aware a lot.
Try
don't-
to
yeah.
keep
no
the
one's
scale
ever
pretty
aware
small.
enough.
As far as I'm aware of, in my own lifetime and my own experience, this is the best kid actor.
But I could be wrong. I could be
those
wrong.
Kids. Those kids are so
Which
good.
one is the best though of all the kids?
I would
Will.
say. Oh boy.
Will.
What? Will's. Oh yeah, Noah Schnapp. I think is how you say his name. That kid is so good.
Yeah,
as an
because it's
act-
like
just
not
an
only
actor.
is he good at like acting like a kid, but he can also this might be a spoiler, but like he can also act like very spoiler alert possessed.
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff.
That
It's
is
like-
a huge spoiler.
Creepy. Well,
he there's a moment in season 2 where you see his layers of emotion, and that's how I tell how good of an actor someone is. If I can see layers of emotion in their face where it's not just one emotion but like several, and like you get what the actor is thinking just by what they do in their face, that's a moment where I'm like, that person's a great actor. And there's a moment where like he's struggling to say something in season 2, and I was like, that was me applauding for those of you who weren't aware.
Okay.
I was
Today on
just
the
clapping.
podcast, we hear John clapping alive in front of an audience on a podcast.
Live clapping is what you can get if you're part
Live
of our live
claps.
studio audience.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/TTV channel.
And
You guys watch anything recently? You guys see Thor?
yeah, I
not
saw
seen
Thor last
Thor.
night. Oh my gosh.
Wow,
Oh
you
my
actually
gosh,
managed to
it
go
was-
purple? I'm amazed.
Yeah, I went at like 10 o'clock last night. They only had IMAX 3D, and I was just like, screw it, I'm gonna do it. It was so good.
It was amazing. I loved that movie. And the
can't
Thor
wait to go.
movies have been okay up until now. Let's be real.
Yeah, they've been
this
very
is-
basic.
Yeah, they're like the pumpkin spice latte of Marvel movies. You know,
That
it's like, oh, it's fall, time for a
watch
Thor movie.
them?
What?
I don't.
Oh,
Like
white
the-
girls love Thor, man.
Like,
There are so
yeah,
many girls
I
in that.
guess.
Oh my gosh.
Listen,
I mean, I took
there's-
a friend there, and she was like, "Oh, the Thor movies are my favorite, but I wish Thor hadn't cut his hair." And it was like,
girls
"Okay."
love the long hair too.
They can put
listen,
on a wig,
Thor,
dude. It's great.
Thor, there's one thing you can count on. Every Thor movie, he's going to be shirtless at one point. And he's got abs for days, man. That guy does not skip any day. Leg
Oh my
day,
God,
pec
He
day,
works for
ab
him.
day.
Well, he's got a thunder, man. He's got to have those thunder abs, you know.
Thunderous abs.
Thunder thighs.
He's got the thunderous abs, all right.
Thunderous.
Good grief.
Dang. Well, can't wait to watch it. Gonna go after work tonight.
It's a really good movie, just in general too.
Yeah. It's funny. It's
Very
like the tone's great.
descriptive, you know. Very.
X,
very
is it out
specific.
where you are? Is
I
it out
think
in Norway?
I think it is.
Do they allow it in Norway?
Allow? I mean, they probably shouldn't because like a lot of people don't want it, but it is allowed, so that's good.
I'm like, I'm a little annoyed at the fact that Marvel movies come out overseas before they come out here. You know that? Like, you ever see those, it came out, I think, in the UK or something before it came out in the US, and I just, like, I don't know, it gets me. Normally,
I kept, like, all these artists I follow kept saying how good it was, and it's like, just, I want to be able to see it. Come on, man.
I'm not like a huge America First guy, but when it comes to comic book movies, I'm like, guys, come on, we created these things. let's at least have it worldwide released at the same time so we can all enjoy it together. Don't, like, put it out in another country, like, 2 weeks beforehand, and then we're having to, like, wait up.
Yeah, I don't know what's with that at all. It's kind of a...
It's been going on
Is
for,
there
like,
like
all
a
the other
deal?
Marvel movies.
Something going around?
Maybe. I don't know. It's just, like, it just happens. Like, of Age of Ultron the same way. I remember Flef, like, saw it, and I told her, I was like, if you spoil this for me, I swear to God, I will just...
Did she?
What I do. What?
Did you spoil it?
No, she's a good friend. Fortunately.
Whew. Did she
Yeah,
just
I know,
not see
right?
the movie?
No, she saw the movie. She said it was amazing.
Okay. Yay.
Yeah, you know. There's some good references in this Thor movie, so.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy. Tell me what's been going on with you.
I have been immensely lazy because I'm still...
I feel that. That's me
I'm
right
very happy that you guys didn't give me like a deadline on the video I'm working on because it is going... I had a very good streak for quite a long time, and then I had a streak in terms of I was not home, and then I did not do a lot of work. So I feel kind of guilty of not working on that. But otherwise... I have gotten back to building with my Lego again, and it's been quite a while. So I'm very happy doing that. And I notice it, though, because I'm immensely happy because I'm like, I need to go to the bathroom or like I need to go make food, but then I have like an idea. And then 5 hours pass by. And
when you
I'm
need
just
to
like,
eat, but Legos are life.
Yeah, because I'm just like, I have an
Lego.
idea, you know, and that didn't work out. But then I have like a different idea. You know, but I really shouldn't start doing my Lego stuff until I'm like completely finished with editing, and I also should sort my collection before I start building. But you know, responsibilities and being productive really hard when you are a very, very lazy little piece of person guy. You know, it's something. You know. But yeah, if you want to know the deadline of my video, just Google it, I guess. See if that brings you any answer. So
I'm gonna,
great.
we're gonna. Should we set a deadline for him?
Yes.
Probably should, but
Put it to a vote.
You can
Put it to a
try.
Next week.
Next week, Friday night.
Oh,
And then we just
man.
keep pushing the deadline farther.
We'll just keep
back.
yeah, right. We'll procrastinate on the deadline.
Well, I'll try to give it a shot. I can't
Next
promise
week, but if you
anything.
need more time, we'll give it
If
to
you
you.
need more time, just
Yeah.
we can.
Yeah, but I mean, I would love to have it finished just so I can do other
It's
stuff.
nice being our own boss. You know what? It is nice being like, you know what? Listen, I can give you a bit of time. We've been doing that a bit with the reviews, like some of the Ninjago reviews we filmed, and we're getting around to edit, and it's just it's been a long time. And there's like I feel bad for Var because now we're trying out some new experimental stuff, and we have to balance that with actually doing the reviews, and it's like so hard sometimes, you know.
Do I have
you wanna-
to go back?
Right, it's like you want to do your new thing, but you got to do your old thing. Just like a whole deal.
Just make like a checklist of stuff you guys have to do and do it.
Well,
If
no, I
only it
mean,
was
the
that
part-
easy.
sure.
the do it part is really, really hard because I mean, it's so much stuff.
Not that hard.
So much stuff would be so easy
All right,
if it
Prpl.
just didn't require
take
any
over
sort
the
of
job.
No,
effort.
listen, I'll give her some credit because Prpl is the most productive person I know. To be fair, like Prpl,
At
like
eating
continuously. Yeah, she eats candy all the time, but she'll
Hunting down
start
the
something. She'll be like, "Hey, I have this idea for something," and then like by the end of the day, she'll have done it. In some, you know,
Dude,
and-
I
and,
legit wrote an entire comic in like a day.
she did.
Yeah. I mean, it
Wait,
ended up
which-
being rewritten like multiple
which
times.
one was it?
But Vindicaris.
Okay, is that one? You wrote that in a day?
Yeah. Yeah. Came up with the
How
whole
many
concept and everything.
webcomics do you
Oh,
have
no
now?
wonder it's
Is
so
it-
bad.
Is it
Yeah, because I have
73?
too many webcomics. I'm working on 3 simultaneously right now, and I'm already planning like 2 others.
Is it because you're just like you like having so many worlds, or is
Personally,
it just
with
I
you can't
like
Prpl.
fit them
making
all in one?
characters, and they're fun. And then I like
I know, like
torturing
plotting
them.
them out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just make it like a huge universe where so many things are possible that you can fit all your characters in it.
Oh my gosh, they all have to be connected somehow.
Yeah, it's just
There's like there's like
make your own cinematic universe, but like webcomics, I guess. I don't know how that would work, or I don't know.
Just between us, we have created 3, like not complete, but we've created 3 different comic series.
Yeah, John and I have worked on 3 comics together.
Nice.
How does it work?
And then
2 people working
Var
on
and
a
I
comic,
have
then?
also done another comic.
Right.
So
Do you write like storyboards and stuff for it, John?
Kind of like I do a lot of the dialogue and plot
Yeah.
and world building stuff, and then I
John
bounce them off
basically
Prpl.
does like all the dialogue because I have no idea how to write talking because I don't really know how to talk. So
What's social
when it comes to, like,
interaction?
Make things look pretty and
She just
yeah,
babbles.
I just do stuff. I write like
does
very messy script outlines, and then he just goes and overhauls it. So
yeah, Purple's got so much work in her. Like I see it pops up in my feed. Like you're doing something like I don't know what they're called on top of my head, but you do like these like challenges that have like something to do with a month or something, and you
Oh
basically
yeah, I was doing.
Yeah.
I also
So
did a daily art challenge last month, and I did
Yes,
almost
it's-
every day except for like one because I
it's
was really dead
challenges
that day.
and deadline for fun.
I wanted to do an art challenge this month, and then you discouraged me, and I was like,
deadlines
oh.
are like
How
the
did I
scariest
discourage you? You
things.
just do it.
Yeah, I know, but like I did it, and you're like, this is really bad, and I was like, yeah, it is.
You told me to critique your work.
Yeah, you just said it's really bad. Like if you gave more critique to it, that'd be better. But you're just like,
Wait,
oh, it's
which-
really bad.
which-
You should just learn how to
Give
draw.
constructive
Which one was
criticism.
that?
Don't just say it's bad.
It was a ninja one where I was like, hey, what should I do with this? And you're like, you should just learn how to draw. That's what you said.
Oh yeah,
You're
learn
like, you
it.
should learn anatomy. Yeah, and I was
Yeah,
like, oh,
well,
okay.
send me the picture over Discord instead of like Snapchat because, like, I don't feel like screenshotting stuff all the time.
Okay, all right, I'll send
Is
it
it
over
too
this
much
way.
effort for you, Purple? Just to share.
I'm wanting to learn how to draw. I got some pens.
Wait,
It's
honestly
cool.
though, it would have been easier to just look up a pose reference and learn that anatomy and redraw the picture.
I didn't know how to do any of that. Like, I don't know. I mean, I know how to look up stuff. I'm just saying, like, I didn't know the process behind drawing at all. I don't know that.
Well,
I'm,
first
I'm
you
like,
look
you
up
have like a pen or a
references.
pencil, and then you just make lines. And
that's what I
things
did. That's what I
happen.
did, X. That's what I did. And then I give it to her, and she's like, "Oh, you need to do all this extra stuff." And I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "Oh, all the artists know how to do that."
Purple knows everything. Whatever
References is a
Purple
basic
says,
thing.
whatever Purple
See,
says
exactly.
involving
That's
art,
what I'm
it's
saying.
true.
She's like, "Oh, it's a basic thing. Everyone knows how to do that." Okay.
And that's why
Sure.
I gave up pursuing art.
Oh, you'll never improve if you don't keep trying. So maybe you
Nah,
should just
it's
keep
okay.
trying.
Nah. It's a dead dream. Yours dead.
That sucks.
You know what?
Envy, did you used to
It's
draw
fine
as a
to me.
kid?
Yeah, for a while. It was until like junior year of high school that I gave up. More
What'd
or
you
less.
draw?
Exactly the same. I gave up, like, and I was like, it's funny because I was like when I was growing up, I was the artist kid. Like I drew everything, and everyone's like, like I was the kid that everyone went to have stuff drawn, and I always drew cool stuff, and people would like look over and see what I was doing, and that was like my identity for so long. And I just gave it up, and now I'm like I'm
Why?
terrible compared to everyone
What
else.
took up your
Why
time
would
instead?
you give up?
Like
took
I
Bar.
just
For me.
yeah. No,
But,
I was
what
like
took your time instead of like drawing? Like, what did you do?
I did computer stuff, so I started using Photoshop more, and then I started doing like
graphics
So,
stuff.
yeah, just like graphic design a little bit more and stuff, and then here's what happened too. I lost my tablet for a while, and I was trying to learn how to draw digitally, and then I lost it for a good long while. Then I got an iPad Pro, so I could start it again. Then my iPad Pro broke, and I have like been waiting to fix that for ages. So
Wait, you can use like an iPad as like a drawing tablet?
the iPad Pro is the best drawing tool I've ever used because the Apple Pencil is the best pencil I've ever tablet thing. It literally works exactly like a pencil because the entire tip is a sensor, so you can like shade with it. You can do all sorts of stuff. Honestly, it's amazing. Can't imagine doing it with anything else. Would have shown Prpl how it works at Brick Fair if my iPad wasn't broken.
So
But it
sad.
Oh
is.
yeah, I forgot you like wanted to do that, but sucks to
I
say.
really wanted to. I want to do a lot of stuff. with drawing.
I never got used to like using a tablet and stuff, so I still use my mouse when I did all my decals back in the day. So, and I still do that, and it's
Props
probably
to you, man. Props to you.
Yeah, it's probably very It'd probably go a lot faster drawing decals if I didn't use like my mouse to draw, because that's like probably the worst way to actually draw something. But then again,
X, you ever been on Art Farts?
I've never been on Art
He
Farts
hasn't.
now.
Do you wanna? You should be on Art Farts, dude.
I don't know,
That'd be
dude.
great.
I don't know. To be honest, I have no idea how art farts even work. To be honest, but I know I'm gonna have to draw something, and that's where it gets pretty spooky. You know. 'Cause,
Invi,
like,
would you ever be? Have you been on Art Farts yet?
Nope.
Do you want to be on Art Farts?
It depends on the schedule.
I can fart.
We'll
That's fun.
We'll get to it. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Wouldn't be
We'll
too
see.
bad.
Var,
I
if you're
haven't
still
drawn
listening,
anything
schedule
in-
them for
in a
some
while.
point.
He's muted. You can see him be muted. He's
Definitely.
Var,
muted
if you're
right now.
out there.
Have you ever listened to this?
Dude, we could just like talk crap about him right now.
We could.
Yeah,
To be
but
fair,
he
you could do that about a lot of people.
I mean, he doesn't edit these episodes, and he doesn't listen to them on YouTube. So yeah, we could probably say whatever we wanted. To be honest.
Var, you're great, man.
With that said,
Oh
Var
shoot, are we saying the wrong
has
thing?
paid me, so he is a very good person.
Thank you
and-
for the
Sell out.
paycheck. Now it's time to talk crap.
I got. Dude, I had to bug him. I remember I had to bug him for a bit for that. I was like, hey, remember send that thing to X this time, because you weren't in the you hadn't signed like the thing yet, so we were like, oh okay, we gotta wait.
I signed the thing in March.
Yeah, but then you were also gone for a while. To be fair,
No.
But now you're back. You're back, and you're actively an
No, that
active
was
partner.
after that I came back that I did that.
You were gone for a very long while, man. It wasn't
I
until like
know,
almost
but when I came
before
back,
Brick Fair.
and then-
when you came back though, you were on for you've been really good, and we've been sending you the
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm very happy about my position when it comes to TTV Podcast, because like I don't really do much, but I'm also here a lot, so it's great.
Do you want to? We talked about this a little bit. Do you want to host BrickFeed one day?
I told you guys that I could very much easily host BrickFeed. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I could do like a whole quiz section about like what is this good for building and stuff, and just like roast everyone else because you guys are just horrendous at building. You know, it'd be pretty great. I could do a lot of weird
You're
stuff.
all
with that.
bricking dumb.
Yeah, yeah, y'all breaking
Well,
dumb.
For
You
the
know?
longest time, like we just had this idea, like there was this attitude where it's like, this is my show and no one can touch that, and we were all like, oh, there's some people in charge and there's everyone else. And then it was like recently we were just like, why are we doing that again? We made a lot of changes behind the scenes. We were like, that's dumb. So if you want to host BrickFeed, dude, you can host BrickFeed. Well, I got nothing,
We should probably go through
do it.
like the entire cast in terms of like people
The new
being
school
on Replay,
thought.
for example.
The
Replay
new
is pretty-
the new school of thought. It's like a new
like-
movement between TTV.
College of thought instead of school of thought.
Wow.
Hey, speaking of college, how's it going? How's college going for all this? in college?
Parking is so expensive. They up the prices, and I refuse to park in this really sketchy parking lot that's like a ways away, because it's like so far away, and it's also in like the most rundown part of downtown. So it's like I don't want to go there. I don't want to be murdered. So I pay for parking that's like right next to my college, but it's so expensive.
So
I
sad.
never pay for parking. Do you
See,
pay for parking?
I don't. That's
How do
the
you not
funny
pay
thing.
for? I don't pay for parking because I use a bike. But like, how do you not pay for parking, John?
Here's a principle for you guys. Depending on how often your university checks the parking spots and stuff, if there's a reserved one, people don't call unless they're annoyed by it. So you just have to know what are the odds of someone who owns this spot being here. And if the
Wait,
odds
are you
slim,
saying that
just do
you
it.
park in reserved spots?
Literally all the time?
Oh my gosh!
Everywhere on campus, I just park in a
John,
reserved spot.
how is it living the
Not
life
a-
on the edge so much?
Not a
as you,
handicap
man?
spot. I'm not a jerk. Okay,
What
I
if
don't
it's
park in
reserved
handicap
for a
spots.
handicapped person?
He's not a jerk. He's not. He's just crazy, man.
No, dude,
Dude,
reserved
one-
for faculty. And normally, here's
day-
what happens. If you are faculty and you have to go somewhere, and you're like, oh, my spot's taken, you usually just take another spot. You're normally not like, oh, I'm really mad about it,
You know, one day you're gonna come back and your car's not gonna be there, dude.
Oh,
It's
one
gonna
time
be
I got
gone.
a call, And I said, like, it was a random number, and I picked it up. I said, hello? And the guy says, hey, I'm an officer here at LUPD, which is my university. And he's like, I'm like, oh, yeah. She's like, listen. He says, you're parked in a no parking zone. And I'm like, oh, am I? He said, yeah. He said, well, we were about to call the tow truck. But he's like, if you're here on campus, he's like, it's just easier for you to just come and get your car and get out of here. So if you come down in the next 5 minutes,
Did you have to
we'll
pay
let you
anything?
go. No, I just got my car, drove away. And he's like, hey, it's like, just so like, you should park here. And I'm like, yeah, no, I get it. But like, they closed down a lot of the parking garages for this semester because they're doing so much construction. And they're like, yeah, but the parking thing. And he's like, I get it, but I'm just supposed to let you know. And I said, no, thanks, sir. So
I can't believe you. This is like that one time a long time ago when you like broke into backstage of a concert or something by like tilting your neck a certain way to get the guy's trust. It's like
I just nodded at him.
Yeah, but like you went all in depth about how you nodded your head upwards because that shows vulnerability. Because
what?
You could like slit your throat or something.
Are we like primal now or something?
No.
What's
Listen,
going on?
X, let me tell you. I'm going to tell you. You know the nod, right? You're a dude. You know the nod.
I know the nod, but like usually it goes down. For me.
I know. Here's the thing. If you go on, you nod up if you know them. You nod down if you don't. So you nod up.
All right, I
nod
up
to
when I need to make an exchange with a person. That's what it is. But when I see people that I know that like I like go past, then I just nod down. So like going up is like signaling like either I'm coming over or you should come over here. That's at least for me.
I think
but
nodding up is also like come over here. That's also like if you're standing still and you're like, hey, come over here, you nod up. But like the whole thing is because like if you nod up, you're exposing your neck and that shows vulnerability. If you nod down, you're covering your neck and it shows respect. Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, it works for me. I mean, that's what I've read and heard, and it works.
It might be something like subconsciously, I guess, but like I've
yeah. I mean, like here's the thing:
but it's really weird because it's like
if you look like you're supposed to be somewhere, and you act like you're supposed to be there, people generally don't question you.
That is true.
That's just how it is.
I have gotten a lot of places doing that. I've stood behind somewhere where they. Yeah, I wanted to like at not the Domino's, but like it is a Domino's now. I went back to where like they're making pizzas and stuff, and I just stood there while they were making the pizza, and I just stared at them make my pizza. They were all kind of in their own worlds, and because I wanted to see when my pizza was done because we don't have this like fancy thing on the screens where it says like, oh, your pizza is being made and now it's in the oven, but it's kind of like you just
Domino's,
order it and then you just never know when it comes, until now though, because we just got Domino's and they actually have those screens thing, which is kind of cool.
Dude, I worked at a pizza place for so long. Boy, pizzas are another thing.
No, we had pizzas, but just not Domino's.
No, I get you. Yeah, they didn't have the app and stuff. Makes sense.
And all this fancy stuff is very new, so that's like it's very huge now in Norway. Everyone's like, oh, you can order on your phone, and it's just like, oh, you make your own pizza on the website. It's crazy, Don't have to exchange anything with a person. You just order online.
No, listen, forget people. Now it's all robots or apps or whatever.
Yeah, everything's just automated. It's really weird. We're slowly just becoming Japan all over. It's crazy. So we're gonna have slowly vending machines.
I don't know, man. I tried using that dumb menu at McDonald's and at BrickFeed, trying to order without talking to the cashier, and they didn't even deliver my stuff until I came up and demanded my food. So
yeah, I don't think they're used to
like,
it.
I don't see why you use a
not
computer
everybody's progressing
in America,
forward.
because you get your food right away. That was at least my experience.
Because here's the deal, X. The reason why they're doing that, you know why McDonald's is putting the thing in? Because there's a movement here where like a lot of people who work at McDonald's want to be paid more, and so McDonald's is like also implementing this thing to kind of like get rid of the number of cashiers that work, so they can like just pay the people in the back more. People want to be paid more.
Well, I can see that. Everyone, I don't see a lot of people that are like, I would love to be paid more. A lot of people would love to be paid more, man.
What do you guys do? Have you ever negotiated for a raise?
No.
I can't.
I only do that whenever.
I mean, I jokingly do that here, but other than that, no.
Did we ever give you a raise, Prpl? We shouldn't have, because
I don't know.
We shouldn't have.
What qualifies as a raise?
We do give people a raise if they have their own ongoing series.
Oh, yeah, then I did get one.
Okay.
Or,
But
I
you
mean,
deserve that
no,
one.
I didn't get one yet. Give me more money.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. I still think I'm being paid the same as usual.
Sorry, actually, I know we're talking about finances in the podcast again.
No, that's okay. I'm all right.
Sell out,
know?
boys.
I know. No, I mean, like, listen, I get what you talked to me a bit about it beforehand, or like talking about like we had a conversation about like the impression it gives the audience, and then like, yeah, that's a good point. The only reason I even like talk about stuff is because we never used to talk about the finances up until we asked the audience for it. Because of Patreon, now we have like people like they want to help us out, they want to support us, and so like initially my gut instinct was like, all right, let's be transparent as possible. But sometimes it's like I don't know, it just comes off feeling a little weird when we're talking about raises and we give you guys all the stuff. It just some people it just feels too
Corporate.
That's where my
Yeah.
money's going. So X can buy whatever he wants.
Yeah, so I can pay for my ridiculous parking.
How much you pay for parking?
It's like, it's $1.75 base price plus $1
For when?
every half hour.
Oh,
Max
no.
Holy
is
cow.
the max
Good
price is
grief.
$10. Yeah,
Holy
dude,
cow.
it is
Day?
BS. I used to
For
pay.
parking?
I used to be able to stay at school for 10 hours and pay like $5, but now I can't even stay for 5 hours without paying a ridiculous
Do
number.
they not have a pass? They should give you a parking pass. if
Yeah.
there's commuter
Well, there
students.
My
is
school
there
has
is a
that.
monthly
Another way.
pass, but it costs more than just regular parking, so it's not really worth it.
That's crazy, huh?
So
that's stupid.
I park on the college campus without a pass. It's great.
Yeah, you do
Well-
you do the same thing.
Well, so the thing is, what I used to do last semester was that there's a church. My church has a pretty big presence where I live, so they have their own educational system where like you come over for like a church class, like learn more, just religious stuff, a religious
Right.
class. So there's a building for that right across the street from my college, and so I used to park there because it's free to park there, and I just cross the street. But then I decided I really wanted to cut time in walking to my class, so I started parking in one of the parking lots, and usually you're supposed to have a pass, but I just went in, I was like, well, it's nighttime, because the only time I go to school now is for a night class, and when I went over there, I found out that most people don't even have a parking pass when they come in at night either, so it's like, nobody's going to catch me, because everybody else does it.
Past 6 or 7, I think that they
They
stop
just
checking.
don't care, yeah.
They just don't care
So,
because there's so little people that take night classes that it's like not even worth it.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's pretty nice now. It, like, cuts down my walking time by a couple minutes.
I literally park. I park right in front too because all the reserve spots are right in front, and I'm just like, you know what? Sure, I'm gonna do it.
Well, they have, like, employee parking, but they're like, okay, after 6 p.m. you can park there if you want.
Yeah, that's why I always park in the employee parking, like always. Just
I can't believe you guys.
The confidence.
listen, Prpl, have you tried it? Have you ever tried it?
No! Actually, there
You should
isn't
try it sometime.
actually employee parking at
Break the rules, Purple.
that particular
You should try
lot,
breaking the rules
but-
sometime.
No!
Try
do
living
that.
on the cool side.
What's
of
life without
life.
living, Purple? That's what I say.
That's what I say.
Redundant.
Don't you want to live purple?
I am already alive. I'd rather not get arrested, though.
You're not gonna
That
get
is-
arrested for parking in the wrong space. The most
How
they
do
do
you
is give
know
you like
you
a
haven't gotten
$5
arrested
ticket.
yet?
You singing for 10
Exactly. That's how I
years?
know
Oh,
because I haven't
parked
gotten
wrong.
arrested yet.
Yes!
That's exactly how I know.
What'd you do? I
Soon.
killed a man. What'd you do? Oh,
What
I
if,
robbed the
like,
bank.
someone-
What'd you do? I parked wrong. So I'm sitting here, Andy Dufresne's my name.
Campus security are actually LEGO fans, TTV fans, and they're listening in on this conversation now, ready to bust her.
I genuinely
Security's
thought
like,
you
"We're
were
gonna
gonna
do
go on
this."
about you knowing people at your campus that watch TTV. And I was like getting really excited, but then I understood that you were kidding, and I was like, oh, I'd wish to meet someone in Norway that was listening to TTV. I had 2 people message me ever throughout TTV's lifespan I've been in it, and they've just sent me a message like, hey, I'm also Norwegian. I'm like, it hits a bit close to home because I'm like, if I say too much, he'll know where I live. He can just, and then it gets kind of spooky. He might dox me with like a YouTube video or something.
Like swat you.
Yeah, swat me in Norway.
I don't even
do we
know.
Have swat in Norway? I don't think we do.
I don't think you do. I wonder how. Like, I've never even known.
I was about to say like it's just the Swedish whatever army team, but it's not Swedish.
I think one person from Texas could probably like take a fourth of Norway just on his own. Like just one guy
from Texas.
One guy from Texas, and just everything in his home, he can just go at it, and there's nothing because there's
what
just
about
not
guy from
much.
Florida? What about Florida man? You think he could like
Florida man could probably take the entirety of Norway? To be honest, there's not.
Oh my
we don't
gosh.
really have. I don't even know, man. We're part of NATO, but that's about it, really. That's about it when it comes to
Florida
Norway's
man
defense.
relentless.
If the zombie apocalypse hit, I'd actually would so much more love to be in America than in Norway, because in Norway,
definitely, yeah, right.
by meters or something, there's like, if you have like a huge area, there's probably like a lot of people in their homes with like something, but in Norway, there's probably like not even the police force have weapons or anything or guns, so there's probably like one revolver.
You get in that ship immediately.
Entire where you live, and that's like what the entirety of Norway is going to live on against the zombie apocalypse. I mean, I guess chainsaws. There's a lot of axes because there's a lot of forests.
There are a lot of axes, and axes don't run into ammo. But like, I feel like America is pretty set when it comes to zombie apocalypse. I feel like we're okay. Do you guys have a plan? Like if a zombie apocalypse went down, you ever plan?
I don't think.
Nope.
I have a plan if the world goes under though. So that's about it.
Besides the zombie apocalypse, like a nuclear thing, or like what?
I don't. What if there's like a huge apocalypse and like we're all basically, we're basically done diddly done basically. Then what you do is that you just go to an IKEA, and then you armor that thing up, and then you just live there for the rest of your life. Because an IKEA has everything. And you will.
It does actually, huh?
That's
not too bad of an idea.
got, like,
you could. It's not only does it have so many supplies. There's so much in it. There's so much you can do there. I don't like if you had to
There's
like
some good living
make
spaces
yourself
in
be in
IKEA.
1 billion.
Yeah,
if you
Yeah,
had
there's
to
literal,
live your entire
like, mini
life in a Toys R
apartments
Us,
for you
it would
to
be
live
too much for you. But like in an IKEA, it's like, oh, I don't like this bed. I could try one of the other 70 bedrooms that exist here.
I love that idea. That's a really cool. Me and my friend, I actually pitched this show for my class, but essentially it's like Lord of the Flies, but like these kids wake up and they're all in a mall and there's no adults. There's like and so they all have to like form their own like governments, but it's all in this abandoned mall. It's a giant mall, right? And they start like fighting with each other, and there's different clans of kids and everything. And it's like the whole thing, like it would be sponsored essentially by like the companies in like the shops inside the malls would be like a Macy's, right? And like they would pay for Macy's, and like you see the logo everywhere because it's in the mall. There's riches in Macy's. And then like
is this
and,
Hunger
like,
Games but extra steps?
Yeah. It was like it was Hunger Games. We created one like it was Hunger Games was a big deal. So we were like, oh, wouldn't this be cool? But no, IKEA is a good place actually. It's a good idea. I've never heard of that before, but it would be nice.
That's just the one thing. It does hurt though because IKEA is quite a while from here.
Yeah, it's even got a little food court in there too.
Yeah, it's got a little food court.
And,
got
mean,
everything.
The food tastes just like the furniture. It's great.
Have you been to an
food's
IKEA?
Probably not IKEA's strongest suit. To be honest.
I want to go. I want to go to IKEA, like, and get some furniture for whenever I move out.
I hate IKEA with such a passion. My parents are like obsessed with it, and they're always doing like interior design here.
But how can you hate IKEA though? Of all the things you can hate in this
well,
world,
because we have to drive like 3 hours away to actually go to it, and then over
my
there
God,
we are
yours is
there
far.
for at least 5 hours, just walking and being bored, and it's just.
But there's
This
so
bed is
much
nice.
to IKEA in which where you can get it. You know,
I've only been to IKEA like twice.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
It's all right.
Life?
As a kid, I hated it. As an adult, I love IKEA. I'm not gonna lie. No, I'm like, oh, that's a cute doorknob, and I'm like, oh no,
They
I've grown up.
discontinued my
That's a
favorite
cute
dragon
doorknob.
plushie thing, therefore I have no reason to go anymore.
There is a
This was
dragon
like-
plushie thing. What dragon
Yeah.
plushies do they
When
have at
did
IKEA?
IKEA make
I want to try and
dragons?
find it.
Find it.
IKEA dragon. Do. I am just getting
So while she's
pictures
doing
of
that-
forks. Okay then. Okay, I found it. It's this thing. I had it when like I was little, and it was like so cool and stuff. But like they.
Yeah, but what happened to it? Why don't you just have the one that you got at first?
My
Wanna get it
brother
from
has it
eBay?
now, but nah.
Wait, your brother
Just
has it?
steal
You can't
from
take it
your
away from
brother.
him?
Just
Yeah,
take
just,
your
like,
brother
take it.
But,
and
like,
take it. He's
I'm not actually
small. You
wanting
can
it
take
anymore.
him, you know?
I cannot take my brother. Are you kidding me? He's small, but he is vicious.
Yeah, didn't you see him?
Yeah, I saw him. I saw him at Brick Fair. He's,
Yeah, y'all saw him at Brick Fair. You'd be surprised.
Have you fought your brother before?
No, but my other two brothers have fought each other before, and they're both vicious. Like, not, like, brutal or anything, just boys being
Anyone
boys.
here fought their sibling?
Yeah, I mean, I fought him, but like, I mean,
Kind of.
I'm the oldest, so it's like an easy, easy
Yeah, exactly.
game, boys.
Easy win.
Never
It's like,
lost. Easy
like my
game,
little brother would
boys.
be like, when he was like real young, and I'd be like, I just like toss him across the room. He's real light. He was
Yeah,
real
they
light.
never
Now
stood a
he's like,
chance.
he's not as tall as I am, but he's coming
Is he
close.
catching up?
He's about his what? He's
Is he
catching up.
catching
He's
up?
not as like he hasn't like worked out or anything. I'm trying to get him to work out. I'm trying to like I feel like if he worked out and he got like a really great haircut, I'm like that's one thing I had a bad haircut for so long as a kid.
So
And
you're
now
gonna
I,
just, like, live through your brother?
No, I'm just like
like-
advising him. Just be like, listen, I'm just saying,
Don't make the same mistakes as I did, brother.
exactly.
You will make it.
Don't follow in my footsteps.
What accent is this?
I don't know. I tried to be like
It's it's
it's
a
a
butchered
cinematic
accent.
That's what it
It's
is.
a cinematic accent.
The cinematic
in the movies.
accent. Oh,
It's
dude,
like
your
in
brother's
the-
so cinematic, dude. What's going on? He's from a
So my
cinematic-
zombie apocalypse plan is pretty simple. We go to a place like a spillway that has two clear entrances, and our immediate thing, as soon as the zombie apocalypse goes down, the alarm starts going, we get giant trucks and vans, and we go around with the weapons, and we completely loot all the pharmacies and hospitals around our area and beyond.
Yes.
Because
Is this PUBG?
no, listen. Here's my theory, right? I mean, like we'll prioritize. I know some couple medical majors, so I had to make me a list of like this is probably going to be useful in the zombie apocalypse or stuff for like saving
Do you
someone's life or
have
emergency
this
operations.
Actual list as well.
Yeah,
Right now.
yeah. It's like a
In case like society breaks down, you have like a list.
yeah.
of
I didn't
what
print
to
it out
raid
though. I
in
should
a
probably print it
hospital.
out just so I have like a thing. Well,
You
yeah.
should
It's just, I mean, it's just
laminate it and
basic
everything.
stuff. Just basic stuff, dude. It's just like stuff for
Band-Aids?
like pain. No, like painkiller, not painkillers, but like stuff that like makes you go unconscious. Stuff to like do like basically anyone in the emergency room, like what they do to like make sure people stay alive, and then like long term stuff, like for like colds or like stuff that people normally get. My idea is that we might not be the best at farming or the best at weapons, but when someone's life is on the line, if your daughter is dying, if your husband's dying or anything, and someone has the medicine, you will give up a lot. And you can that's the currency. Paper currency, no one cares. Medicine's what's going to count because you don't want people to die in the zombie apocalypse. And you will pay
But-
out your nose for your kid to be
What?
saved.
What
Oh
happens
my
when you run out,
gosh.
though?
Well,
I mean,
everything
by the
is in
time you run out, I hope.
will
But it'll give you
eventually
initial
run out.
like by the time we run out, we're hopefully going to have a lot of weapons and a lot of like agriculture and farms and stuff. But like just initially, that's what people are going to want. That's the currency of the zombie apocalypse is medicine. I feel It's medicine and ammo.
Yeah. I read
Oh.
this one book in middle school about like an apocalypse that essentially it was this disease that killed everyone who was like an adult. So it's just like this bunch of kids who had to like figure out how to live on their own and like farm and get supplies and stuff. It was like one of the few
That's
books I read in
interesting.
school that I actually really enjoyed. So
Yeah, Minecraft's a pretty cool story.
what?
What's a book you read in school, Invi, that you really enjoyed?
What's a book that I read and related to zombies or not?
No, just the book you read.
I don't know. Now you got me thinking too hard about it.
Did you not read any books for school?
No, books I enjoyed reading as like an assignment.
Yeah, I mean, like on
Just
assignment, like
books
they
you
told
read
you to read
when
this.
you were at the school.
I actually really enjoyed like the books about like the 20s and 30s and stuff, like Great Gatsby,
Great Gatsby,
and Of Mice and Men.
I thought you were gonna say Animorphs, dude.
Oh my gosh!
No, I did not have to read that as an assignment. Holy cow.
Did you read Animorphs, Prpl? Did you read
No, I always
through
looked
all
at the
of-
covers because they were very weird, and I was like,
They were
"What?"
very weird covers, man. They're like
Yeah.
the kids
They're
would
like
change
the
the animals.
signature-
I'm
To me,
like,
it's
"That's
just
weird."
like a meme now.
Pretty much. It's just because for some reason it was at like everyone's school, even in Norway or just any country. Really, they were pretty much there, and I found it really weird as I grew up that like, oh, we also had those in school. It's just brought people together, I guess.
Hated reading books in school.
I liked reading books in school. I actually read them. My mom would read aloud to us a lot, and then I'd read books by myself. I actually ran out of books to read. Did you know when I was a kid,
reading.
I ran out of books to read, so I started reading parenting books because for my parents' library, because I didn't have anything else to read, and I was like, as a kid, I was like, I read these parenting books. I know.
It's like reading
I know
instructions
what's gonna
on
happen.
yourself.
I know your strategies.
I know your strategies. Like that's how you know
So
you're
you can't
enemy.
Inside
control
scoop.
me.
Oh my gosh!
I'm beyond your reach now. So
I am
I
my
read a
own
bunch
master.
of parenting books about becoming a teenager, and I actually did not want to become a teenager for a really
The
long
book
time.
is called
so
"The
that
Girl
sounds
Who Owned a
dumb.
City." That's it.
Huh.
Yeah, it's
okay.
like
You
it's
didn't
an
want to
older
become a
book. It's from like
teenager.
1975 apparently, but yeah, I like that. Anyway,
Nice.
continue.
The Girl Who Owned a City.
Yep.
Never read that book.
Nah,
It's
good.
a lot of books end up being adapted into movies nowadays. And I feel like that is not the. I feel like movies and TV shows go a lot better than movies. Movies and TV shows. Books and TV shows. Like if you have a book that's adapted to a TV show, it's actually way better than a book that's adapted to a
Yeah,
movie.
I know. There's
you know?
this
Yeah.
book, the Game of Thrones. You know that was kind
Game of Thrones.
okay, successful.
Yeah, that's a big deal, man. That's
Yeah,
but like
some people like that. You know.
Man in the High Castle too. You know that was a good show.
Oh, was that the
Or-
one where like Germany wins World War?
Yeah,
II?
they win.
Yeah,
The
my
Nazis
parents
win.
really. Yeah, my parents really like that.
It's a good show.
Isn't that just Wolfenstein, man? No.
I know it kind of totally is. It's a lot of like
It's
a
the
lot
same
of
concept. Very much
same
so.
concept. It's actually really fun.
Oh, that's really weird. I really wonder
excited
like
about
if
Wolfenstein?
that would actually change the entire world, though.
Oh, dude,
Like,
100%. I was like, it's funny. Like, if you look at Man in the High Castle, there's a scene in the school early on, but it's like, you know, the Nazis own it, and the Nazis, they allied with the Japanese, so it's only Asians and Aryans in this class.
Huh.
And so there's Asians, there's all these Asian males, and then there's like there's a bunch of blonde boys and girls as well. And I'm like, yeah, well, I mean, you know, I guess there's worse features. I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh!
Man.
I'm kidding.
Bragging because you'd love maybe if. Actually,
No, I don't know. I wouldn't live. I'm Malaysian. The Japanese actually. Fun fact. This is a fun story about my family. I say fun. It's about World War II. It's not really that fun.
Your parents
The
were in
Japanese-
World War II?
My grandparents were in World War II.
Oh.
But my grandfather was actually quite young. The Japanese invaded. And I believe, this is the 1940s, right? Yeah, right in line.
Yeah.
The Japanese invade Malaysia, and my uncle is a very young child, and they have everything on lockdown, but they need milk, and my family can't afford milk anymore. And so my great uncle, or my great great uncle, so my grandfather's uncle, said, "I'm going to go out and I'm going to sneak into this like thing. I'm going to steal milk for the baby." And my grandfather's parents were like, "It's too dangerous. You can't do it." He's like, "Oh, we can't let it. You know, we can't let the baby die. So I'm going to do it." And so he goes and he sneaks into the camp and he steals the milk and everything. And he does this routinely for my grandfather. And so eventually,
Wow.
later on in the life, my grandfather worked for my great great uncle. And even though he had opportunities to go to a other job, he never, like, for a long time, he didn't do it. Because he was like he knew the story and he was like loyal to my great uncle for a long time. Yeah, but that was totally a thing that happened. Like, you know, it was pretty tough time in
Man.
good old Malaysia.
Yeah.
Or so I
Dang.
hear.
The only World War II story I have is that, like, my great-grandpa was, like, at Pearl Harbor, and he had, like, gotten up to go to church or something, because it was, like, Sunday, I guess. And when he came back, his, like, where his room or whatever was like completely destroyed. So,
Oh boy.
Dang.
yeah, I might not have been here if he hadn't gotten up.
Prpl would not have been here had her grandfather not gone to church.
This is why sleeping in is
That's
bad.
a good lesson for
That's why
everyone.
sleeping is. That's why you need to go somewhere. If you just been like, you know what I want to do? I just want to like sleep in. You know, I'm just gonna
Take
like.
it easy.
If your grandfather was like you wouldn't be alive right now. Prpl.
Yeah.
Something to learn from our ancestors.
Something to learn. Early to bed, early to rise, people.
Speaking of
Early to
World
bed, you
War
can go to
II,
bed
man,
Okay, go on, X.
Call of Duty came out. Yay!
Wow.
I'm not feeling Call of Duty anymore. You know
That
what?
is-
I haven't
that
felt
is-
it in a very long time.
I feel like the most people that like people talk to, if like for a very long time, it felt like Call of Duty was like taking over the world. Right now, most people, if you talk to them, you say Call of Duty, they're gonna be like, yeah, it
yeah.
used to be alright, you know, but now.
Remember
now
when
it's-
Black Ops was such a big deal? Everyone I knew was like, all the kids were like, oh, Black Ops, the greatest game ever invented. Zombies, you know, all that stuff. Call of Duty's floundering
Apparently,
now.
zombies is spooky now. They have like jump scares and everything, and zombies is crazy.
I don't know
man.
why. Here's one thing I don't know. Why didn't, like, when Call of Duty is like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to become Halo. Why don't you just go with zombies? Everyone loves zombies. That's why they buy your games nowadays, is they play zombies. So just stick with the zombies.
Well, they have zombies in like every installment now.
Yeah, I just don't
Call
know
of
why they
Duty.
don't create like a whole campaign around the zombies and just be like, you know what, whatever, Call of Duty zombies, let's
Well,
go.
you mean like
right?
a whole campaign or like a whole game?
Yeah, just like a whole game based around this zombie thing.
because
like,
all right,
everyone
all
I
right.
hear now is like, I play zombies.
I know. So then you have everything in one game in one package, so that anyone has to pay that one product instead of dividing.
Yeah, but then you could
Yeah, if
split
they
it
made a
into two
zombies
products.
game, then they would
I
just
know,
focus on
but
buying zombies. They wouldn't buy the other stuff.
They can just put it into one expensive package, and if you want more of it, you're gonna have to get that season pass, and you're gonna have to pay for
Yeah,
both
it's
multiplayer
true.
maps
More money,
and zombie
more
maps.
money, more money.
Holla, holla, get dollar.
Yeah, you know, so that's
That's
great.
what I always say.
But the reason why I say that though is because like for the very first time ever in my life since like I first got into Call of Duty, it was first like I knew it on the day. Like usually there was times where like I was not very much into Call of Duty, but like every single year I knew like this day is when it comes out. But this year it's not more about like Call of Duty being coming bad. It was just very like odd to me to wake up and just I saw on my feed that people were playing Call of Duty and I was like, oh, it's out today. Huh. So that was very odd and very special feeling for me. It's very underwhelming to talk about as I am saying this out loud. It sounded a lot cooler in my head, but it was a very odd feeling for me, and I wanted to share that. And
I feel like I'm
I don't
going
know if I'm
old,
gonna buy it.
and it's gonna tie into what you're saying. I'm going old because like I don't have time to do stuff like I normally did. You know, like I don't have time to like do any video games or like stuff like I used to. And so
Yeah.
sometimes things will come out and I'm like, okay. New Assassin's Creed came out and I was like, that's
Well,
all right.
Because
Red
even if you
at
want,
3
even
o'clock.
if you really want to play that, you're just like you know that you don't have time for it anyway, so you don't want to try to get yourself excited for it either. So you just kind of like, just okay.
We're gonna say
See, that would be me, but I made a pretty regrettable decision right before the podcast. Like potentially regrettable, not quite there yet. We'll see. Meso linked me a $250 deal for an Xbox One with with Halo, both MCC and Halo 5, and then a free another game on top of it and another controller. So I have two controllers for $250.
So you
and
bought
I did
this?
it. I did it. I was so on the fence, but it was just like, well, I kind of do want to play Halo again. I don't know.
Then you can play with
But
Meso.
but the thing is we never play anymore. It's always like a super rare time when we play, so it's like really, really tough decision, but I felt like
Yeah, I know.
it's
I
a
know
good
what you're
deal.
saying. I mean, like with Xbox, the thing about Xbox is that I got the Xbox for Halo. Big mistake. We should have all gone PS4. I don't know why we switched.
Yes, you
See,
should
that's
have.
the PS4 would be nice because then I could finish Bloodborne, but that's the only game I want to play to actually finish up.
Yeah, but like all the exclusive Microsoft games are coming for PC now, so I don't feel like I need to buy an Xbox
Yeah,
anymore.
all the
I feel like I just play on
hashtag
a
cool
PC.
guys are on PS4.
Well,
Yeah.
when I get tired of it, I can just sell it off. I mean, $250. That's still a pretty good deal for
250 is a good
reselling.
deal. Yeah, no,
for
P-
reselling.
250
all
is a
that
good deal.
stuff, dude.
Yeah, for all the stuff that comes with it, and like Halo MCC and stuff.
Yeah, so I'm Meso, when you hear this, you better be ready to
Yeah,
play like
dude.
a lot to make them break even.
Listen,
on this.
Meso, he did a thing of Mass Effect where he bought it on the Xbox, hoping that the team would get together on Xbox, and they never did. So hopefully you don't
Well, to
make
be
the
fair,
same kind of
Meso,
mistake.
there was like a lot of people that are going to buy it as well, and then they never did. Fwef being one of
No,
them.
and then I know I'm like I told him they're not going to do it. I bought Mass Effect on PC, so did VAR. We could have played.
Have you finished
multiplayer
Andromeda yet, John?
Dude, no, I couldn't do it. It was just boring. I hated it. It was so bad. I couldn't get into it, and like apparently everyone else thought it was bad too because no more Andromeda. They're done. They just dropped that franchise like a rock.
Yep. Video games are just now, you know.
Overwatch got some new stuff, new character, new stuff.
Oh yeah, that happened today. Actually, the day we recorded this, and apparently we
Yeah.
did not date this podcast.
We don't date the TTV
don't- yeah.
podcast because it comes out a week after, dude.
Oh,
It's not a
okay.
news podcast. What are we talking
Immersion
about? You know?
broken. This is recorded in another dimension. It's happening right now as you're listening to this on YouTube. It is being recorded in another dimension and then onto your device that you're listening to this on.
It's frozen in time.
Yeah, it's crazy, you know. But yeah, Overwatch. I've literally seen like 20 seconds of new character, and is there like actual gameplay of her, or is it just a reveal?
Yeah, there's a little clip, but that's about it. We don't know too much about her.
So people are making
see her sometime.
assumptions about that little information when we don't know cooldowns, we don't know animations, we don't know damage output, we don't know healing output, we don't know anything.
Dude, this is just
Well,
listen.
I mean,
Overwatch
I
is
don't
about characters,
remember
man.
looking for
I like
that,
the
but-
design. Yeah.
No,
We don't know
Overwatch
anything
is
about it.
about the meta, and the meta is nothing else
Quote
matters.
unquote meta.
Okay. All right.
That's it. That's what.
Can only play the heroes that are in.
Well, it's more that like that's the progression of Overwatch, if that makes any sense. Like that's the essence of what Overwatch is that it's a competitive, character-based shooter. You know, there's in Destiny, for example, you go after like these incredibly rare weapons. In Overwatch, like I guess the other objective would just to get skins. I guess like
Man,
what
Destiny. The cursed word comes back. We're gonna have to like cut you off before like you go into the another rant X.
No,
Like,
I was
pull the
done.
plug.
I
I'm
was
kidding.
just
I'm kidding.
asking.
Yeah, no,
Like,
no.
about the Overwatch.
I'm just ragging on you. That's right.
Okay. I didn't notice, man. It's okay. I thought you were a great person, so that's just all I see you as. But here we are.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, here we are. No, it turns out I'm actually a huge jerk.
Aw.
So sorry to disappoint you.
The world is one big lie. Aww.
And on that note, I think it's about time we should wrap this all up. So
Oh, really? Are we done now?
we're
Oh, yeah,
done,
baby.
dude. It's been like an hour.
Yay.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
People
really?
gotta go to
I thought it was-
Thor.
I thought we were only like half an hour in. What's going on?
Time flies when you're talking about World War II. Is what I have found.
What was the main topic of this episode?
There's no
man?
main topic anymore. We changed it up. So like
Oh.
it's more casual. We just hang out, guys. It's just like like the podcast used to be.
TTV
you know?
channel hangs out live.
TTV
and then recorded.
TTV hangout.
TTV hangs out.
It's
yeah.
just a chill.
TTV and chill.
We'll see you guys next week for another exciting episode of the TTV podcast. You can go and look up some of our videos at youtube.com/TTV channel. If you like what we do, you can donate to our Patreon at patreon.com/TTV channel. And you can go to our message board, sports.ttvchannel.com. I say TTV channel way too many times in this outro. We should try to like curb that somehow. We'll figure out some other time. I'm John.
I'm Prpl.
I'm Tenebrae Invictus.
I'm EXX Trooper.
And we'll see you guys next week. This was 270. Goodbye.
Well, it was 269.
Bye.
No, it's not.
Nope.
269 was the last one. You did 269 in the last week, Prpl. Don't get me confused. Don't get me confused. I know what I'm talking
try.
about.
Oh, you guys
Don't
kept saying
try.
269 earlier. I was like, wait, okay, so this is, yeah, okay.
This is. I did not say 269 earlier. Don't.